On a beautiful summer day, Sarah takes her son to the park for quality time. While sharing French fries, they talk about his late father. She briefly steps away to grab something from her bag when a military helicopter flies overhead, triggering a traumatic memory of being the sole survivor of a military ambush. A man accidentally bumps into her, and in a moment of rage, she flips him and breaks his nose, but quickly realizes her mistake and stops. 4 years later, she takes her son to the U.S. consulate for a work visa. At the train station, she receives an email from a journalist revealing that her superiors orchestrated the ambush. He suggests she watch a video to identify anyone. After watching, she turns to find her son missing and panics, but soon spots him in the crowd and reminds him to stay close. They reach the consulate, go through security, and after 3 hours of waiting, her son grows restless and wants to play hide and seek, but she insists he stay quiet. Noticing his sad expression, she approaches the receptionist, who suggests taking the boy to the playground. She leaves her son there and waits for their turn. When called, she rushes back, but finds her son missing. Panic sets in as she searches the consulate, and security officers soon question her. She explains her son's disappearance and is taken to Eric Kinch, a regional security officer, and Sergeant Donovan. They search the building but find no trace of her son. Eric assures her they will find him and deploys officers to help. Remembering the janitor and the strange man, she leads Eric to the location, urging him to open the door, fearing they may have harmed her son. Eric tells her the door is locked due to increased security. Sergeant Donovan returns, whispers to Eric, and he looks at her in shock. Confused, she asks to speak privately. In the office, Eric reviews her files and learns she is a veteran Special Forces soldier who served in Afghanistan until 2017. She is more concerned about her son and asks about his status. Donovan informs her she was the only one who checked in at the consulate and shows her a file confirming only her name is in the visa database. She is confused, insisting security saw her with her son, but Donovan states the officers reported she was alone. She demands to see the security footage. As Donovan goes to get it, she urges Eric to contact the German authorities. He calls them, but they say they can't intervene in the U.S. consulate, which is extraterritorial, and advise her to go to the German office. Upset, she is calmed by Eric, who promises to help find her son. Left alone, she calls her mother, claiming the consulate has kidnapped her son, but her mother doubts her and thinks she might be having a psychotic episode. Unable to get help from her mother, Sarah ends the call and decides to take action herself. She rummages through the office cupboards and finds an office pin to unlock the door. After removing her coat and tying her hair back to avoid detection, she spots her son's toy on the playground and realizes he has been kidnapped. She returns to the spot where she saw the janitor and a suspicious man. While an officer reviews the surveillance footage, Sarah slips past unnoticed. She tries to unlock the janitor's door but finds it locked, so she climbs out the window and begins scaling the consulate's walls. During her climb, she spots a staircase but accidentally hits her head on a steel grill, causing her to fall. Unable to climb again, she breaks into a basement leading into the building. As she searches for her son, she finds a hallway of locked doors but discovers one unlocked. When she opens it, a strange woman attacks her, but Sarah manages to subdue her. The woman, Irina, claims she knows nothing about Sarah's son. As Sarah prepares to leave, Irina offers to share information about the consulate in exchange for help escaping, revealing she has been held hostage there for months. The security officers are aware of Sarah's escape and are reviewing surveillance footage to find her. Meanwhile, Sarah agrees to help Irina escape and learns about the building's layout. She decides to search the warehouse first. In the basement hall, they ambush a security guard, and Sarah takes his pass and handcuffs him to silence him. Realizing things are going too smoothly, she urges Irina to hurry to avoid a trap. As they head to the warehouse, they hide from another guard, triggering flashbacks of her military team's ambush in Afghanistan. The guard passes without noticing them, allowing them to continue. In the warehouse, Sarah finds a board showing truck movements, noting the next truck leaves at 4 p.m., meaning her son, missing since 2 p.m., is still inside. She discovers a locker with the same logo as the janitor's bag, breaks it open, and finds the bag filled with drugs. Sarah quickly leaves the warehouse with Irina following her to hide the drugs. She suspects her son was kidnapped after witnessing a drug deal at the consulate and decides to confront the head of security instead of helping Irina escape. Irina begs for help, but Sarah says escape is impossible due to tight security. Irina accuses her of lying and calls her a psycho, leading to a struggle where Sarah finds a hidden flash drive in Irina's clothes and questions her identity. A knock at the door interrupts them, and Sarah hides while Irina answers. The men outside attack Irina, prompting Sarah to fight them off. As she exits, Sergeant Donovan appears with a gun, And while she tries to explain, Eric injects her with a sedative, knocking her out. While unconscious, she recalls her military past and her son's father. She wakes up in a hospital bed with Eric and a doctor, ready to share what she knows about the drugs and her son's disappearance. However, the doctor reveals her mother informed the consulate about her PTSD, suggesting her experiences in Afghanistan may cause hallucinations. Sarah refuses to believe this, insisting her son is truly missing. The doctor reveals that no one named Irina was in the building, and the only woman found in the basement denied knowing her. Sarah struggles to accept this and insists on viewing the CCTV footage to prove she entered alone. Eric shows her the footage of her entering the consulate and the playground by herself. The doctor suggests her mind is deceiving her, hinting she may have lost her son before entering the consulate. Sarah recalls losing him at the train station that morning but insists she found him in the crowd and entered the building with him. Noticing her confusion, the doctor informs her she will be transferred to a mental hospital the next day. The following day, Sarah wakes to find Irina loosening her restraints. Irina claims the security is playing games and explains she withheld information during her interrogation, suspecting foul play. She urges Sarah to escape, but Sarah doubts her sanity, believing Irina is a figment of her imagination. Irina then reveals her real name is Kira Waloa, the daughter of a wealthy man in Belarus who was killed after being involved in money laundering and political shifts. She managed to get protection from the U.S. Embassy, and the flash drive she has contains incriminating evidence against those responsible for her father's death. The U.S. consulate promised her safe passage to the United States, but she found herself trapped in a basement. Doubting her sanity, Sarah watched as Irina used a scalpel to cut her wrist, confirming their reality. Trusting Irina, they planned to escape through the windows to avoid surveillance. Sarah aimed to find the janitor or the man she saw with a drug bag to bypass security. They followed a group to a conference hall. Meanwhile, Sergeant Donovan discovered Sarah's escape from the infirmary. At the conference, Sarah and Irina hid to attract the drug bag's owners. Irina posted a message online for them to contact her. As they waited, Sarah questioned her sanity, but Irina reassured her that the consulate was manipulating her PTSD. Irina gave Sarah a rubber band to snap when feeling disconnected. Sarah revealed she sought a U.S. visa for a job with a security firm looking for female ex-soldiers. They received a message from the drug owner to meet at a cafeteria. To avoid detection, they exited the building and crossed the roof. Meanwhile, Eric reviewed surveillance footage for signs of Sarah but found nothing and instructed the guards to keep searching as he left. In the cafeteria, Irina is distant while Sarah confronts a drug dealer. She asks about her son, and he claims to know where he is, offering to share the information in exchange for drugs. However, as a former soldier, she quickly realizes he is lying to get drugs. It's clear he is just a technician at the consulate turned drug trafficker. Noticing his tech role, she demands a key card for access to all floors. He hesitates, but agrees when she threatens to expose him, instructing her to meet in the men's restroom in 20 minutes. While waiting, she sees Eric having lunch with his daughter and decides to stay low. Meanwhile, the tech guy sabotages the building's network, prompting guards to alert Eric, who leaves with his daughter. Sarah seizes the opportunity to grab a toy left behind and tells Irina that her son's abduction likely isn't linked to the drug case, starting to trust Eric. Irina warns her to be cautious. They find the tech guy in the restroom, who reveals the system failure will last an hour, giving them limited time to move undetected. He provides a floor plan and the key card, and Sarah asks for directions to Sergeant Donovan's office before they return his drug bag and knock. After finding Sergeant Donovan's office, they search his emails for links to the kidnappers. When nothing turns up, Irina checks his computer files and discovers he impersonated a security company to send her a fake job offer for a visa application. Further investigation reveals the files were forwarded to his computer, suggesting he was just a pawn in a larger scheme. They decide to find the true mastermind, and Sarah suggests looking into Eric. Irina finds out Eric is a former soldier who served in Afghanistan and was a regional specialist in Islamabad. This reminds Sarah of a video a journalist sent her, asking if she recognized anyone. She retrieves the video and identifies Eric, realizing it connects to her military deployment. She calls the journalist, confirms Eric's identity, and learns he was involved in corrupt activities and had leaked soldiers' information to terrorists, leading to the ambush that killed her boyfriend. Irina reveals that Sergeant Donovan is approaching, prompting her to tell Sarah to hurry the call. The journalist asks for help identifying a man Eric spoke to in a video, sending an enhanced image to her email. As they download it, Donovan enters and Sarah tackles him, allowing them to escape. They run far enough for Sarah to use an all-access card to enter another building section, locking Donovan out with a ladder and escaping through the ceiling. On the rooftop, Sarah recounts her military unit's ambush by terrorists, leaving her as the sole survivor. Arena checks the downloaded image, and Sarah recognizes the man as a terrorist they killed in Afghanistan, confirming Eric's collusion. Despite Arena's suggestion to report Eric to the authorities, Sarah insists on returning to the warehouse. She tells Arena to hide in a departing truck and take a train to France, then fly to Mexico to enter the US. While Sarah distracts the drivers, Arena hides in the truck. Eric captures her, leading to a confrontation. They struggle and fall into a pool, where he tries to drown her. She escapes, grabs a gun from the edge, and demands to know where her son is. He reveals her son is alive, but admits he lured her to the consulate to kill her, as she was the only witness to the ambush. He threatens her son will starve if she kills him. Realizing he won't reveal her son's location, she punches him and throws his gun into the pool before leaving to find her son. Using a building map, she searches for Josh but finds no trace of him. Noticing her time is up, she prepares for the worst. She mixes chemicals to create an explosive, detonates it, and escapes to the rooftop. The explosion alerts the console officer, who tells Eric to execute Sarah on site. Officers are dispatched to find her. Meanwhile, Sarah meets Eric's daughter and lies that she was sent to get her. When the girl doubts her, Sarah shows her a toy from the cafeteria, convincing her to come along. Sarah takes the girl to an oxygen chamber and secures it, then contacts Eric, demanding her release. After a while, the young girl feels dizzy, prompting Sarah to put her to bed. Later, the console officer tries to convince Sarah to release the girl. However, Sarah reveals that Eric colluded with terrorists to ambush her team and deceived her into coming to the consulate to kill her. The console officer dismisses her claims as delusions from her PTSD. Meanwhile, Eric believes Sarah is no threat to his daughter and tells her to let the girl go. Sarah hesitates, but quickly restores the oxygen levels when she sees the girl losing consciousness. She agrees to leave the chamber if she can speak privately with Eric. After releasing the girl, Eric enters, disables the cameras, and tells her he can't let her son go while she is alive. When she asks why, he reveals he set up a fake security company to lure her to the consulate under the guise of a visa application. He also kidnapped her son, planning to kill Arena to frame her for murder and execute her. He never expected her to escape and search for her son. Eric admits he was abandoned by the government after a military injury and resorted to selling information to enemies, leading to the ambush. Unable to listen, she yells at him to leave, but he shoots her in the abdomen, wounds himself, and stages the scene to blame her before exiting. As she takes her final breaths, she reflects on the day of the ambush and the loss of her boyfriend. Her PTSD triggers hallucinations, making her believe that his body is beside her in the chamber. However, the thought of her son dispels the illusion and brings her back to reality. Gathering her strength, she retrieves Eric's daughter's toy from beneath a bed. Meanwhile, officers encircle the chamber with explosives, preparing to detonate it as the countdown begins. With her remaining strength, Sarah crawls to open the chamber and plays the recording of Eric's confession. It is revealed that the toy also functioned as a recording device. Upon hearing the confession, the console officer promptly orders Eric's arrest. Sarah's son is ultimately rescued from the secret room where he was held captive. As for Sarah, she survives her gunshot wounds and is reunited with her son 8 weeks later. Sarah is granted a visa to the United States and makes a video call to Arena, who has successfully escaped to the US. They vow to see each other soon.